Alrighty, we have reached the NFC and the AFC Conference Championship week. A week that I honestly have thought for a long time is the last week of football, like actual regularized football of the year. The Super Bowl is a bit more of an event than an actual week of football. So it's about to wrap up here real quickly. And I'm excited for my two picks that I've put out in front. I think that these are really, really competitive games, more competitive in the NFC Championship than I think we think. But obviously, you have really, really good matchups here, and I'm excited to get right into it. And the first game that we have here is the Commanders and the Eagles. And if you're looking at this game, who would have thought at the beginning of the year that the Washington Commanders would be in this position where they'd be one game away from the Super Bowl after retaining the number 2 pick last year? And that just shows how good Jaden Daniels has been. He's been an incredible quarterback, and I think that going into next year, there's a debate that he could be the face of the NFC as the quarterback. If you look at it, I think it's him and Stafford are the two best quarterbacks at this point in that conference overall. And we'll see what happens going into next year, but really impressive they were able to get here. They obviously have had some pieces that have played really well, like Terry McLaurin, but they've had younger guys that have just stepped up in moments. Dan Quinn, first year as head coach, he had success previously as a head coach. He comes back, instantly starts to have success now. But then you go over, you look at the Eagles, and this is a team that just has a loaded, stacked roster. They've had it all year. I think Saquon Barkley has been the big difference maker for them, though. I don't think they're where they're at without Saquon Barkley. He's been incredible this year. I think he was voted as a finalist for the MVP. He's really had an incredible year, and he's been able to break away at certain points in games for them to win. When it really comes down to who's going to win this game, you look at it, and they're 1-1 on the season. These teams have faced each other a lot. I think that if Philadelphia properly spies Jaden Daniels, if you look at the previous matchups that they've had, they hadn't spied him in the past, and I think there's been issues with that. If they're able to put a proper spy on him, see where he's moving outside of the pocket and all that, I think they're going to be able to boggle him up. But I still think this is going to be a close battle. I will take the Eagles 27-24. I think they win this thing barely, but you have to factor how good the Commanders have been playing. They've been on fire. They've been on fire playing really, really solid football, taking down the Lions, beating the Bucks. They've just been playing really well. In Philadelphia, they were a touchdown late in that game with the Rams from losing that game. And I think they've been underwhelming so far in the postseason, but they're finding a way to get wins. It's going to be at their stadium in Philadelphia. That's all obviously a huge factor to this game. I said it last week. I think that if that game against the Rams was played in a neutral site, I think it could have went either way. Now you look at this game, though, it's going to be in Philadelphia. I think they're going to be able to get it done 27-24, advance to the Super Bowl. But Commanders, they're going to put up a fight in this game. They've been playing too well. I don't see any way of a blowout. They've been playing too well. And it's also something to keep in mind. Jalen Hurts has been dealing with injuries the entire time. He is not 100%. He's not close to being 100%. And I think that's something really to look at going forward here, because if he gets knocked out of this game or something, I don't know if Kenny Pickett is going to be able to do it for him. So that's something to really, really keep an eye on. But I will take them 27-24 Eagles in the Super Bowl. Moving on to then the Bills and the Chiefs. And this is a game, a really, really exciting game that we were all, this is what we wanted. This is the matchup from the beginning of the year that we wanted to see in the AFC Championship game. This was it. This is exactly the matchup that we wanted. And Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, last year they played a really, really tight playoff game. They obviously had that playoff game in 2021 that was one of the best I've ever seen, where Mahomes had like 30 seconds. They got a field goal to win that game. This one reminds me a lot more and more of the 2006 AFC Championship game. And if you don't remember what the 2006 AFC Championship game was, You had Tom Brady, who had already won 3 Super Bowls at that point, was really on a high path with that New England Patriots team. And then you had Peyton Manning, who had kind of struggled before in the playoffs, wasn't able to get over the hump, was not able to beat Tom Brady. And the Colts came in and they got that victory and they advanced the Super Bowl, and Peyton Manning got his first title. I see a lot of parallels with that in the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. Him and Mahomes, obviously, they've been rivals through this entire thing, and Josh Allen just has not been able to get it done so far. Mahomes just reigns supreme. And if you're looking at this, I think that the Bills just find a way to get it done. I really do. I think the Bills find a way to get it done 38-34. I said at the beginning of the year, too. I said at the beginning of the year that I wasn't going to bet against the Chiefs the entire year. I made that comment that I wasn't going to bet against them the entire year. But just looking at how the Bills have been playing, what they've looked like, seeing what they did to Kansas City the last time they played them, I just feel at this point that Josh Allen and the Bills are going to find a way to get this done. It just feels like their year. It feels like their time. It reminds me of the 2006 Colts against the Patriots. It's just similar to that in a lot of ways for me. Josh Allen has been incredible. He's made a lot of big-time plays, but they haven't fully relied on him as an offense to do that. James Cook has played incredible as a running back. The receivers have spread it out so well. They have really solid tight ends. They have found a way this year to be dominant and have incredible games. But if you do look at the Chiefs, they are playing really good football. They have a lot of talented guys on that roster. Their defense is incredible. It really is. Chris Jones, McDuffie, they have so many guys on that defense. And you go to the offense, you have the gadget guy in Worthy, but I don't think they have that premier targeted receiver that I think they're going to need in this game. Travis Kelce, say what you want to say about him. He's getting up there in age. He can't be the number one target all the time. And I know that Bills defense isn't that solid, but I just feel that Josh Allen and that offense are going to make enough plays. They have all the motivation in the world. Kansas City, you could say from a sense, Kansas City is playing in this game with everything to lose. The chance of winning 3 in a row, the chance of continuing the streak, best record in the regular season. They're playing with everything to lose. The Bills really don't have anything to lose at this point. They don't have anything to lose. They haven't won yet. They haven't tasted that victory yet. They're going to be hungrier for it. I think they get this win 38-34. I think it's a battle. I think it's really close. But I think the Bills get a touchdown late. I think it's 31-34. Chiefs go up by a field goal. Bills drive down. Josh Allen gets a close to walk-off touchdown. And the Bills go to the Super Bowl to face the Eagles. I'm excited for these games, especially that Bills-Chiefs game. I think it's going to be one for the ages. I'll be back in 2 weeks for the Super Bowl.